Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today, we're talking 2022's Fall, which was directed by Scott Mann. I'm your co host, Alec.
And I'm Eric, and with us again is Greg Lawless. Greg, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
I
This
know,
is my
Dad.
first video show. The last time I was on was we just talked. It was a podcast, like
Yeah,
non-video.
we're getting with the times.
I
Really
know.
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Just too long, but yeah. So I think the last episode you're on, Dad, was Cursed, the
Yep.
I
the
love that
werewolf
movie.
one.
I
Yeah, that
love
was
that
really
movie.
good. And this is another recommendation of yours that you had watched a couple years ago, and I remember you telling me about it, and I just never got around to it, and finally now we are. So,
I don't know. Forgot how much anxiety I had watching it, and I probably would not have watched it again if I remembered, but now I do. So I won't watch it again. I'm good.
yeah, it's definitely your hands are sweating the whole time, your feet are
Yeah.
sweating the whole time. I mean, it's definitely one of those intense movies, and it's actually pretty fitting because it's number 5 on Netflix right now. That Skyscraper documentary came out like two
Oh
weeks ago,
yeah.
Yeah, the free
and
solo guy, Adam something or
Alex like
Alex.
Holland or something, or Hammond or something like that. But we won't talk about that for too long. But I just gotta say that documentary. Saw the new one? Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't see? Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was bad too. But that was real.
Oh, that's
Mm.
real. So yeah, this guy, it's the building in Taipei, and he just walks the whole or climbs the whole thing completely free, and it was live. So that was
Yeah.
just like, what the hell? So that was incredible. And then they were like, all right, if you watch that documentary, let's put a movie that's
Yeah,
like it
this I
on.
watched it and it said recently added to Netflix when
Yep.
they added it. So I mean, watched it, so that was cool.
And it's number 5. So like people are like, all right, give me more of
Really
this crap.
watching it,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
see people in danger.
Yeah.
Fall wasn't available. I thought, I mean, I had to buy it to rent it.
What? It's on Netflix right now. That's why I messaged you about it.
I had to pay for
I
Against the
used
it. Yeah.
world.
your Netflix account to watch it.
I know. I don't know why it was.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that's all right.
Uh,
Sometimes it happens. It happens.
well, hey, I'm sure the director appreciated it. But yeah, so this movie, it's pretty straightforward. It's, two girls that are best friends and they want to climb up this 50 something tower, which is the
Me too. Let's
yeah,
just
it's
call it that.
252 tower. And it's an old cell phone tower that's been up for years. They're going to tear it down, and it's the fourth largest structure in the United States. So that's kind of the setup of the movie. But Eric, how much did it remind you of Frozen?
It reminded me a lot of Frozen, and the one I would combine it with is 128 hours later. Hours later, right? Not weeks would be a rock and a skeleton. Like
127 hours.
7 later. No, hours later. That's funny.
Not Frozen, the Elsa movie.
No.
No, it's not that one. It's that Frozen is a group of three people get on a ski lift. They're closing a mountain and they get
Yeah.
stuck at the ski lift and they're freezing to death and it's a long drop to get.
I heard you guys talking about it. I don't think I've watched it. Well, I haven't watched the movie, so
Very similar situation,
is it really?
Well,
except it's not a desert, it's cold.
but it's more realistic, I think, because they were just going skiing, and then something terrible happened. This was, hey, you guys
Hey,
are
y-
going out of your way to do
yeah,
this.
if you're gonna do
Yeah.
that, the rule number one, tell people you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So if you're going skiing and that happens, that was more believable. This is you guys are complete idiots for not telling. Hey, Dad, by the way, if you don't hear from me in 24 hours, I'm either dead at the bottom of this tower or stuck on it.
Well,
Tell people.
she was mad at her father, and
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know why she was so mad in the beginning. I mean, they explained it, but I wouldn't be so mad and I wouldn't pick up the phone. That was
Mm.
Yeah,
I
they
picked up what they were doing with that. It's a father's instinct. He didn't like the husband, Dan.
yeah,
And
right.
I
oh yeah.
think he may have known about other things that happened that we find out in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's a
But
father's instinct is, you know, uh, the best. So
yeah, but I think she was a little bit over the top, with the response to him,
yeah.
but it worked out. And I think they blew their entire budget on the guy, the father, because he was
Oh yeah,
pretty
Jeffrey
well
D.
known.
Morgan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
he
a
was well known then, when the movie came out.
Yeah, hey, can you just come on set? We'll in a parking lot for 45 minutes. And he's like, yes, I
$2
guess.
million.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Yeah, he's in and out. They just have him for a second. But yeah, even before all of this, too, really quick, we should just say basically there's the two friends, Bex and Hunter, and then Hunter's ex-husband, now Dan. The movie starts off with them climbing up a mountain. They're climbing up. Hunter, I think, is free soloing. I don't think she had any harnesses on, but the other two are. And Dan, her husband, played by Mason Gooding, he dies. So the movie picks up a year later. Hunter went off and just was, I'm gonna climb and preoccupy my mind. I don't want to think about his death. And Bex, her husband,
just drowns it.
just, yeah, gives up on life, just keeps drinking, calling his phone number constantly, and all this stuff. So we pick up a year after Dan's death, and basically Jeffrey Dean Morgan finds her at a bar and is, you got to get your life back together. Dan wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now, so you got to get your life back on track.
Which is the father's instinct right there. He's telling him Dan's not as great of a guy as you think he was, pretty
Right.
much.
But if he knew that because we found out later that Hunter and Dan had an affair or whatever. So, but if he knew that, he would have
I'm not
told
saying he
her.
knew that. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying he had the father instinct,
Okay.
where he
Yeah. I
knew
mean,
he knew he wasn't as good as she's making him out to be, and she doesn't deserve to throw her life away,
yeah.
because he fell.
Well, I'm not
And
trying to be a dick, but I feel like Mason Gooding's face just reveals that you don't need really a lot of father. Yeah, this guy's probably gonna. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really need much. I mean,
yeah, and he falls. I think it was a bird. He was trying to get his anchor in a hole, and a bird flies
Yeah.
out, and then he falls, and then he tries to swing back, and then the anchor fell out, and he falls very far. So
Yeah. He stuck his hand in
nest or
a
something.
little cave.
Yeah.
So, and there was there. Yeah. So it startled him.
that's why the Free Solo movie freaks me out. What if Alex put his hand on a rock and a scorpion just came out and bit his hand really quick? What
Well,
if
here's
he's
the
just
thing,
like, well,
accidents happen. And it's just the way I look at motorcycles is the same way. Hey, things happen on the road. And if you're on a motorcycle and you get hit, game over. So I've always just, now that I'm a dad too, not risking it as much these days. You know what I mean?
I know. Back in
Never.
college, Eric, you were free soloing. You were
I,
riding
I I did jump
motorcycles.
out of a plane. I would never do that again right now with a daughter. I did jump out of a plane. There was a guy on my back. Quick story with that. I was 2 pounds over the weight limit when I did that. They weighed me. I think the weight limit was either 225 or 230, and I was either 227 or 232. And the guy was, it'll hold. It'll be fine. And I'm in the plane, my feet are dangling out the thing, and the guy's on my back. And I just remember thinking, I'm gonna die because I'm 2 pounds overweight. That's what I thought. But no, it was fine. And I guess those parachutes, they can hold thousands of pounds
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Well, you did it too, Dad, didn't you? You jumped.
Yeah. A couple times.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I
never
have no
doing it again.
interest. I
I'm
have
never
no
doing it
interest.
again. Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, stepping into air was, it was not a natural feeling. But when when you're out there, you know, before the chute opens, you can see all of the Connecticut shoreline. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
it
really,
was
really
10
beautiful.
10,000 feet for me, I think. I fell through a cloud, and I just remember the fall is only 30 seconds. And then it's the shoot, and then
Right.
it's another 5 minutes to go down, pretty
Yeah.
much.
I just think it's with
I don't,
age. You just kind of are. But you did it pretty late, Dad. I mean, you did it in your 40s or 50s.
yeah. And we did it. I did it once. I don't, I was probably 40-ish, 40 something. And then for Papa's 70th birthday, I think we did it again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Did,
was,
did your dad do it too, Greg?
yeah. No, he
He did
really
it
wanted
too.
to.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm the only one. I won't do it.
You're
I
like,
won't
hell
do it.
no.
Even
Uh-uh.
skiing now, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Now
exactly, exactly. As I'm
I'll
getting older,
ski.
I'm a little more cautious. But there was a time when I was even roller coasters. I'm a little bit more. I don't know if the roller coaster is that safe. I'm very cautious now.
But
Yeah.
all that to be said, these people are thrill seekers. So what they're
Yes.
doing is not normal. And
No.
so yeah, so Dan dies, and that should be probably enough to be like, you know what? We were being pretty good on that trip and we still screwed up. So I think we probably know our limit now. But Hunter's like, nah, screw that. I'm climbing everything. So
She
then
also
they,
has a YouTube channel, and she has like 60,000 followers or something.
Right.
What do you freaking do?
I mean,
And
yeah.
and she's hanging off of stuff. Hey, if my fingers slip, I'm gonna die. And like
Yeah.
taking selfies while she does it. So
Yeah.
In the beginning, she was a little annoying. I mean, she wanted to have her friend, get over her fears. And I was, yeah, I don't think so. She said no, that's enough.
Well, she
Yeah,
also said no, and she's also been on a drinking bender for a year, and I haven't climbed in a year, and it's just, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. Will she? She has no
she
preparation, no
she
upper
drank
body
that
strength.
night, and the next day they go out. So she's
Yeah.
probably super dehydrated as it is going into the desert, right?
Yeah, yeah. And her phone's not charged. She's a mess. This girl, right when you're coming out of a
She's got the
bender,
shakes.
yeah, you don't want to be like, hey, let's go climb a 2000 tower that's rusty. She's okay. So it's
Well,
crazy.
The anxiety,
her
the
phone,
too, you get. She's probably gonna freak out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, she also had her phone died, but mysteriously it was fine the next 2 days that she was at the top of the tower. The battery didn't go down at all and
I thought
driving
about
me
that. I
beat
thought
it.
about, well,
You could set it in power saving mode, right? Don't they do that?
when they went above, when they get to the top or whatever, because they charged her phone at the restaurant. They do that little hack or whatever, and that's not
Right.
coming back. That's coming back. That was too random for them to not bring that back. So they learn how to charge their phone in a light bulb. So then let's assume that the phone is probably charged at that point. Once they get above that cell phone tower thing, it probably went into airplane mode, and she wasn't using it at all. So the phone could last for a
Yeah,
while if
if
you're
you put it on power saving mode, it could last days.
yeah, if you're
Days.
not
Huh.
using it, yeah, if you have airplane mode and battery power mode or whatever, and you're not using it other than to just look through pictures occasionally, I bet it could
Yeah.
last 2 days. I bet.
Yeah, especially without an internet connection and Bluetooth on. And they did use the flashlight a lot. You could tell during the night scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't move at all. If I was
yeah,
on the top of that tower, I would use the rope to tie myself to the whatever tower I could, because that platform was tiny.
they said it was the size of a pizza box, technically,
It was
or
bigger than
something like
that.
that. It was
It's
bigger than that, but
definitely
then
bigger than that.
they said that they said it's
Yeah,
like
they
a
did.
pizza box,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
you can't sleep on that.
Well,
That's
let's get to it.
yeah,
Let's
yeah, yeah,
get to how
sorry.
they got up there. So yeah, so they Hunter and Bex agree that, all right, we're gonna go do it. We'll film it for my YouTube
But they're
channel.
also spreading Dan's ashes was the other thing.
Right, right. So they're
So
gonna do that. So yeah, they get to this site. It's there's a locked door, gate. They can't get through. It says danger. Do not do this. They're like, whatever. We're YouTubers. We got this. And they walk up there. They find a coyote getting picked apart by
a vulture,
vultures,
yeah.
and they're like, it's still alive. Let's save it. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But anyway, so then I think that was just a metaphor for survival of the fittest or whatever. So then they get to the thing. They look at it. It's crazy. It's twice the size of the Eiffel Tower. It's 2,000 feet tall, and it's the fourth largest structure in America.
And
So
it's just
they
a stick. It's just a
it's yeah, and there's
stick
a
right up.
ladder, but it is the rustiest, just clearly not maintained. There's a blinking bulb at the top just so planes don't hit it, and that's it. So yeah, they climb. Bex is literally, I'm scared, and Hunter's like, shut up, we're having fun. This conquer your fears, and Eric, she probably has the shakes, and she's just like
Seriously.
sweating and just clammy.
Just sweating out booze while
Well,
she
she's like, are we
does it.
gonna eat? And it's just, oh, we'll be back before lunch. So they haven't eaten and stuff. They're not prepared at all for this.
Yeah.
And part of the ladder was outside. I mean, so that there was the ladder that was enclosed, and then they had to climb 200 feet with, the ladder without any.
Enclosure protection.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that was scary. And then,
And that's the one that's more weathered, and that ladder was definitely more
right.
rusted, and so they're
Yeah.
climbing that part. I mean, yeah, they climb the ladder. It's a 10-minute scene pretty much. They get all the way to the top, and they do a drone thing. They're celebrating. They spread Dan's
God.
ashes.
I hated
But
that scene where
yeah,
Hunter is hanging off by
yeah,
one
like
arm.
that's what you're doing for YouTube. That's so
Yeah, she's
terrible.
so
Yeah.
to conquer your fears. It's
All for
just
all for
do
the
other
gram.
things.
Just
It's
got to do it
so
for the
crazy.
gram.
That was so
Wow.
annoying and stupid. But yeah, some really cool shots, really cool shots.
Yeah,
And
cinematography is cool too in this, but
yeah, it's really, and I don't know if you guys know, I didn't really watch a lot of behind the scenes about this, but they actually did build 100-foot tower in the actual desert, and then they
yep.
used a green screen, obviously, to make it seem bigger. But I was assuming it would just all be in a studio.
On top of a mountain too.
Yeah,
So it had the feel it was really tall.
yeah.
So
So
that's
they,
how they
Yeah.
pulled it off.
And part of it was right on the ground, but they did something to make it look, it was way up in the sky. So they used a little bit of movie magic to make it more comfortable for the actors, but it didn't make it any more comfortable for the people watching the film.
Yeah. And so what happens next? So they get their selfies. Yay, we're on top of the tower. We're on top of the tower.
Well, right
And
before
then
that, right before that, Hunter, before they get to the top, she for some reason, this is the fuse that lit the whole thing. Is she's just, does this feel
Yeah.
rocky to
yeah,
you? And she shakes it, and one of the screws comes out. And that was it. Once that happened, you're like, okay. And they do make it to the top, and then yeah, they're having their woo. And then they're like, you know what? You were right. I'm an idiot, Hunter. I should have done this. So then they spread the ashes. Hunter starts really crying. She's like, why are you so affected by our best friend dying? What's wrong with you? And she's, I don't know, it just hit me really hard right now. Come to we find out later why. But yeah, so
I called
now,
that too. There's an earlier scene as well with she's going through her pictures and it's like,
Right.
who's that guy's hand?
Yeah.
Remember? It's who else do we know in this movie? So,
yeah,
um,
that the pictures were so funny when she's like looking through them and Hunter's just in the
yeah,
background. It was just that, and then her dad too was just like, everything. The whole character was just on their face and these background pictures. It's just, I never noticed this before, but whatever.
Well, it was really dumb of her to get a tattoo.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. Yes. All right. So we'll spoil it, I guess. There was an affair. So Hunter and Dan were having an affair behind Bex's back. Bex and Dan were married. So yeah,
no, it
Dan.
was before they were married, they
Oh, it was
said.
before.
So
Okay.
they
Regardless.
stopped having the affair before the marriage, but still, it's
So,
like
but the craziest thing is, for some reason, Mason Gooding's character can't say "I love you," so he has to Morse code it.
like
But
one
it's
four
like
three or
one four
something.
three, yeah,
Yeah.
something for
It's
the
like I is one,
yeah.
love is four letters, and you is
Oh,
one. That's
yeah.
one more thing.
So then Hunter gets a tattoo on her ankle of 143, and it's just, this is, what are you doing? You are she's like, well, Bex will never see my feet. That must be
We
what
can't
she's
go out to the beach and we can't
yeah.
go ever
So
again.
that was so dumb. I hated that. But yeah, so she's got a tattoo, and that, obviously you had an affair. But so then they're at the top. They're like, okay, we got our selfies, we have our drone, blah blah blah. I guess we can go get that beer
We
now or
didn't live in
whatever.
the moment at all. We just took pictures. Now let's go back down.
Yeah. So they go back down and do, and then Bex starts climbing down, and then the ladder snaps. She falls. Then Hunter holds onto the bar, is
Don't know
able
how
to.
she did that. Don't know how she did that. They're not
No,
even
no.
tethered to anything but each other.
I know
Yeah,
And
it's
I
really
would.
her
funny.
falling would whip her right off,
Yeah, I know.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I was. Why aren't you connecting the rope to or the line to the the
Greg, there's so many ways you could get out of this
yeah,
situation
but
with the
it would have
gear
made
they had. Like
yeah, but it was a better movie because no one's gonna
in
watch it if they were safe and
yeah.
But yeah, so instead of that, Hunter manages to pull Bex up or whatever, and then they're, oh my God, we're trapped. We're actually trapped. This sucks. So yeah, they lost their backpack. I think the
It no,
backpack
it
fell.
fell into the
Yeah,
satellite dish.
yeah. So they don't have it up there
They
with
have
them
no
anymore.
water, no food. They have one phone, right?
no,
No,
they
they have
had two
both.
phones.
They have
They have
both
both.
phones. Okay,
Yeah,
I was wondering if the other phone was in the backpack. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
that's all they
then,
have. And then they find, when they're searching the tower, they see a flare gun and binoculars on top inside of this little emergency kit at the
oh
top.
yeah, 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 yeah. So like we got to save that for later. I think. Then, all right, so I thought of something, and this is how they could have just solved this really quick. They had, once they got the drone back, so the drone was on the backpack. So they send, what's her face? Hunter climbs down there. She tries to use her phone because they're trying to send a message. They have no cell reception, but they're like, okay, if our phones are on mode or whatever, it'll auto send it once it gets
Hmm.
signal. So they try to get it below the satellite dish. They can't do it or whatever. So then they're like, all right, I guess we'll drop the phone in a shoe and try to
And
get down there.
pray it doesn't break.
Yeah, another thing really quick that's so stupid. If you're doing this climb, you're not wearing those shoes. What are you? She's
Converse.
wearing Converse, and I was, what? That's the worst shoe for
The
anything.
slipperiest shoe ever
Yeah, at
you could
least
think
the other
of.
girl had climbing shoes, but this girl was just, I don't care. She's wearing a push-up bra too. She was just so.
Oh, and
Uh,
I would have broke off that box thing too with the
Oh
flare
yeah,
gun and made that a secure kit for it. I would have done
yeah,
everything to make sure that that phone falls safely.
yeah. So they
But they do
dropped the
that and
shoe.
the phone clearly breaks.
Yeah, so it
Doesn't
doesn't
send a signal.
send, and they're like, don't worry, somebody will come. They must know we're here. It's like, nobody knows you're there. What are you talking about? So then I'm trying to remember the order of things. I think they see the guy walking. There's a guy down there. This was right out of Frozen, Eric. There's
Yeah.
the guy in the thing. So they're throwing their shoes, they're throwing everything. He doesn't hear them or whatever, but they see he's got a RV in the distance with another guy, and they're like, okay, he'll be there later. We'll use the flare or whatever. This scene. I wasn't expecting this, but I also thought what I thought was going to happen was so they see these two guys in the they shoot the flare gun. They're, oh my God. They use the binoculars. They see that these the girls are on the top. They're like, oh my God. So you're like, something's going to happen.
Yeah, they got them. They know they're there.
Yeah, but what they do is they go over and they
This is
steal the girl's car that they find. They're like, nice, we got the car, and they drive away. I really thought there was going to be a scene though of it's we got to help them. It's like, Johnny, we're cooking meth out here.
yeah, I know,
We
I know,
can't
I
call the
know.
police,
No,
otherwise we'll
Alec,
get caught.
Alec, that's what they were doing out there. No doubt.
Probably, but I
Like
wanted them to have some sort of morality. Or it's Walt and Jesse Jr. What are you talking about? My son's gonna die. I can't, I have
Like,
to do this.
imagine it's Breaking Bad. You got, Walter and
Yeah.
Jesse out there. That'd be so funny, and they just take off.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Not that obviously, but I really thought they were gonna be like, we can't call the police or else we're gonna get
They're
caught.
definitely tweakers, and they took the car and just ran off. And
Yeah.
so they lost that luck. I'm trying to think of the order too now.
Well, the weird thing is, though, the guy broke the window to get into the truck, but then they drove the truck off. So where are the keys? And
In the
inside the
car,
locked truck?
probably in the car. Yeah,
Well,
Or
the car
or
was locked though, because he
they
broke.
they could probably,
hotwire.
screwdriver and hotwire it. Those kind of seem like kind of guys that probably
Oh
could.
yeah.
They know how to hotwire a car.
That's what I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna assume because you're right. At first, I was, did she really leave the keys somewhere?
Well, less
Yeah.
weight to bring in your backpack, and who the hell else is out in the desert? So, but they
Well,
had to trek about a mile or two to get to
yeah,
the
Yeah.
tower. So it's like you take your keys with you.
I would,
Sure.
but yeah. So anyway, so now their car's gone. These two guys know they're up there, but they don't care. So yeah, so I think they're desperate now. So Hunter's all right. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna try and get our bag back or whatever. So she does. She goes down. There's a whole tense scene of
Mm.
her, putting the backpack on the rope, and she climbs up or whatever. And we assume she makes it. We assume she does. And this is the point of the movie where I was like, you're an idiot. Here's all you had to
Yeah.
do. Here's all you had to do. You have the phone and the drone now, right? Hook the phone onto the drone, fly it as low as you can with the message, and you're good. But for some reason, she's, I'm going to write a note on the drone and fly it to the motel. And I was like, why are you, what?
One thing with that, Alec, is drones. Those things, you put any bit of weight on them, especially the really thin ones, they will just go right down. So I don't even know if that drone could hold a phone.
How much does a phone weigh?
I'm
It's like,
I'm telling you, dude, I've worked with drones that they just go right down if you put any weight on them.
It had a magnet so you could
They're
you could
designed, it has a
load.
camera built in, and they're designed to hold that weight and that weight specifically. If you
Oh.
put any more weight on it, it's gonna go down, Alec.
all right, well, it would have been nice to see. I don't know, or something. I don't know.
Here's what I would do. Those vultures. I'd get one of those
Oh,
suckers
yeah,
to
yeah.
come in. Hey, spread your wound open. Let the vulture come at it. Get the vulture. Hold it down. Tie the phone to the vulture. It's gonna hit a point where it's gonna hit send. That's the first thing I would do.
Yeah, it's weird though, because I've been in the very, very weird desert in Utah and stuff like that. There isn't cell reception even on the
Yeah.
ground. So I know they make it seem like "Mike, from that post about the dead dog or whatever, but you're lucky. I mean, that's what ends up saving her, but I don't even know. In the middle of the desert, it doesn't really matter where you are. But
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways,
Well,
Vulture's
plus,
the way I'd go.
yeah,
Vulture's the way I'd go.
yeah.
yeah, that's probably a good idea. I didn't think of that. I was surprised. Normally, if you send a text and you get the can't send, it doesn't send when it can.
I know.
It's done. I mean, you have to send it again when it's, you know, you say send again,
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
what I
sent you
thought.
auto send.
yeah, you could send it and then you got a minute until you get the reception sometimes. Not even.
Yeah,
Well,
but
and they did mention that the tower was a TV tower. It
You know.
wasn't a cell tower. So otherwise, why don't they have reception?
I
But
would assume they were above the cell towers because this is the fourth highest structure in America. So I'm assuming it's higher than the other cell towers. I don't know. But they're also in the middle of nowhere too. So even if you're driving in the middle of nowhere, sometimes you don't have cell reception.
yeah,
And this is also 2022. I guess it's like before satellite or the Starlink or whatever. I don't know. But they don't have reception, and this miraculously works later. But yeah, so they drop the shoe, it breaks. They have one phone now. They fly the drone. It also gets, or that's later.
it,
Yeah, it
it,
starts to die. So they're, oh, bring it back, bring it back. We have to charge it.
And
This
they do
part,
their light bulb trick. with the
Yeah, so Hunter's hands are destroyed because she fell but she caught herself. The girl's leg or Beck's legs gushing pus and just it smells. I'm fine. It just really smells. It's oh God, that's not good. So she's all right. All we can do is we got to charge this drone. It's all right. Here's what we'll do. You're gonna climb to the top of this thing, and you're
Oh,
gonna unscrew this light bulb, and then you're gonna put it into the socket or whatever. I mean, okay. I don't think I have a bunch of questions,
but
but.
you gotta stay up there and wait for it to
Yeah, you
charge
got to stay
too.
up there
Like
for
hold it in.
probably 2 hours,
2 hours. Yeah.
yeah, and
yeah, but
stand
did
up
you
there.
really need to have it fly? All four
Probably
lights
not.
had to be lit, illuminated, or did she need just one to send the drone to
It's pretty
the
far.
diamond?
It's pretty far, Greg. I'll
Two
say that.
So,
miles, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
oh, all
far.
right.
But still, yeah. All right, I have a bunch of questions about this part. So
You're so upset.
Hunter is this YouTube. This whole thing's about YouTube, right? That drone should have been charged. So they didn't use it that much. How much was it charged for? But anyways, it's dead. So they're now we have to charge it. I think that would probably not be the case. But anyways, so they make her climb up there. She then unscrews this bulb or whatever. Then she puts the charger thing in there and it works. I feel something that powerful would probably blow her away. The second metal touched that, that's not a little lamp. That's a
Like
huge
the
tower.
scene in Jurassic Park with the kid on the fence. Just
Yeah, it'd be literally that's what I was expecting. She's gonna get blown apart,
it's
but
not an iPhone charger. Like,
it's a
well, no,
huge
the power
tower.
for that socket was for a light bulb. So
I know, but still, it just, I don't know. So she puts her gold ring in there. She's like, oh, thank God, my thing. She puts it in, it works as a conductor and then somehow miraculously works. And then she's getting attacked by birds the whole time. But here's my biggest question. That bulb doesn't last forever, doesn't last literally forever. Who replaces that?
that's for flight. That's for low
No,
flying
I know,
planes.
but who
If
replaces the
if
bulb?
someone sees that the bulb's not on, they're
Yeah.
gonna report it, and that might be a way that they get rescued as well.
That's what I thought they were going to do initially. But I'm just saying, let's say this whole mess wasn't happening. Somebody replaces that bulb once a year, at least something, you know? How do they do that? That structure is falling apart. So does somebody risk their life to go up
Yeah.
there and do that?
They
So
get
who's,
paid a lot of money, man. They get paid a lot of money to do that job. And have you ever seen linemen go up poles
yeah,
and the gear they have? That's all they needed to do to shimmy down that pole the whole time. That's
Yeah.
all they needed to do. Just wrap it around them. One of them, not even both of them needed to go. Just
yeah,
one
yeah,
of them go all the way down the pole
yeah,
slowly and just have it wrapped and just keep loosening it. They had enough rope. I don't know why they didn't do that.
yeah. No, there's a lot of things I could have done. But yeah, so she survives. She actually does pull off the whole charging thing, gets down. Everything's okay, I guess, for now. And they fly
They
the
fly the
drone.
drone, gets hit by a truck. The
Hit by a
truck driver
truck.
sucks.
You,
Yeah,
you
so.
think just when that you think, oh, this is going to solve all their problems. They had a couple moments that it looked like they were safe and they were going to be saved, and they then the hopes were dashed.
Yeah.
And
It
I
would have
think
been funny to see a different version of it where the drone flies through a diner window and just crashes in someone's soup and he's just what the
Yeah, but so you're right. I mean, that's the thing. They set up something, you're, oh, this will be the thing, and then obviously it never ends up being the
yeah.
thing. So at this point, though, we're gonna die. We have nothing, and then we find out the big twist: Hunter's actually dead. She
I
died.
didn't predict that. I predicted her cheating on the boyfriend. I did not know she died. That tricked me
No,
as
I
well.
don't think you could. No, you know.
Like, why is she there? You know? But I guess the idea was that Bex is kind of losing it and getting a
yeah,
little
she was
like
dehydrated and
hallucinating a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, she
So
lost a lot of blood and she had
Yeah,
maybe an
a little
infection.
lethargic action going on.
Yeah.
but all right, so then everything's she's all right, well, I'm crazy, I'm gonna die. So then a vulture starts pecking at her wounds when she's about to die, and then she's all right, whatever. She takes it and snaps its neck and
Big
sucks its blood.
mistake. Big mistake in my mind. I would have grabbed that vulture, tied my phone to its foot, and let it fly off. That's
I
what
mean,
I would
she's
have done.
Well,
crazy,
she,
Eric, at
she
this point.
needed food. She needed
Yeah,
Yeah.
sustenance. So that's
I
yeah.
think your first reaction is if you're literally about to die and you're getting pecked, I don't think you're gonna be like, all right, grab my iPhone, tie it. You're just, I can't handle it anymore, and just
Snap
go.
its neck and just
Yeah,
get the blood. Yeah,
yeah,
well,
as
and
you
then
did.
plus she looked at the other one, the other vulture, and it saw that she had blood on her from another vulture that she killed. So she's the vulture killer. And the vulture realized, oh my gosh, I've made a mistake and flew off. And it was
True.
like,
Now there's no more vultures to grab. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the whole meet the parents moment. He's just, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. And
yeah.
that vulture like flew. He's, all right, I'm not messing around. It flies away. But then, yeah, so then, I mean, I didn't love the ending. So the girl eats the vulture, and then she's like, all right, I'm gonna get out of this. So she drops down to Hunter, takes
On
her
the
cell
satellite
phone.
dish, right?
Yeah, she drops down to that, it's creaking and stuff. And then she stuffs the phone in Hunter's body and tips her off the edge and writes a message to her dad or
Well,
whatever.
she puts it in another shoe and then
Right.
puts the shoe
Yeah,
inside of
inside
her.
of Hunter. So she's like, don't worry, your body can take the fall. So then she falls down and it works. Miraculously, it works.
She texts her
And
dad too.
yeah, she texts her dad, and the dad shows up with a million firefighters and helicopters and stuff like that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. How did they get her down? Did they just had a dude climb up there? Or
No, I think
Helicopter,
they
helicopter.
helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how do you helicopter that? So they had
They
a guy.
got
That high?
lower.
Helicopters can go up that high.
No, I know they can go that high, but there's a huge pole there. So they're right next to the pole, and then they swing down. I don't. I would like to see it. How about that?
Yeah, they
Like to
probably
see-
got a guy, and then the ladders comes in, hooks are onto his harness, and they fly down.
Yeah,
Just
and they
saying it's
have that
close.
it's not really a bed, but it's this thing that you're allowed to, you can lie a person in, and then I don't know, the other person is
Speaking of
helping.
helicopter rescues, Greg, side note, you ever see the YouTube video of the lady who broke her leg out in Colorado or somewhere, and she
Uh,
spins around like five
oh yes, yeah,
gazillion
yeah,
times?
yeah.
Alec and I, the first time we watched that, I don't think I've seen you laugh harder in my life, Alec.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't think I've seen you
dying.
laugh harder in my life. You were crying laughing.
It's so bad. I mean, she survived,
She
so it's
survived. She
okay.
sued them too.
Yeah, yeah, because
We
it's
saved your life, but yeah.
If you go ahead and watch that though, it's one of the most like I can't even imagine her brain at this point. Mashed
she was
potatoes.
also 70 when it happened. So she was older. But I don't know. I wanted to see the rescue because I looked up the biggest cherry picker in the world and it's nowhere
It
near.
wouldn't be a cherry picker.
No, but
It would be a helicopter.
I
Right.
just want to see that because it seems really
Well,
hard to
it's a
pull.
budget. It's a budgeted
Well,
film. Speaking of the
Well,
stats, real quick, I'll run through the stats as we're budget. This came out August 12th, 2022. And you mentioned out it's just on Netflix, and it seems there's a huge resurgence right now after the Free Soul Tower Climb Netflix did. So that's kind of cool. It's coming out again. Runtime an hour 47, a tad long for this kind of
mhm.
movie, but didn't feel too long. Budget was $3 million. Its box office made 22 million, so it made a ton of money. Critic Rotten Tomatoes 79%. Audience, I don't think I've ever seen this. The audience matches it 79% as well.
wow.
So both the audience and critic agree 79. I'd give it an 82.
I'm surprised it cost $3 million. I mean, maybe it was all the special effects to make it look they were in the tower. Maybe,
Yeah, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and there's
right.
other things in it.
Probably a lot
But
of
and
stunts and a lot of paying
yeah.
a lot of stunt people. CGI definitely constructing that thing in the desert, logistically. So I don't
Yeah, like
know.
you said, we cut to Jeffrey Dean Morgan driving after the text or whatever, and he sees everything there. He sees the dead body, and he thinks it's his daughter for a
Yeah.
second, but it's the other one. And then she walks up, Daddy. She is not there.
No.
She is life starred to the hospital.
Yeah, right.
She is not there. She is not walking around with her
So
leg wound,
stupid.
hasn't had water in 3 days.
Yeah.
Daddy, I love you. No, she is dead on a
Like,
stretcher, getting too life starred.
where was her mother? Did they ever say?
I don't remember them mentioning the mother ever.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they do, but yeah, you're totally right, Eric. She was right there. You're right. She's running to him, and then she's like, "Don't worry, Dad. I'm not afraid anymore." And it's like, you probably should be
You're
like
still
this.
lethargic. Like,
Yeah, I'd be afraid to be on a bunk bed after going through you went through. And I'm totally over everything, Dad. My best friend and my ex-husband are dead now. I'm good. And she's like,
Yeah.
all right,
I
like,
think the play on that is that she is over Dan because she knows he cheated on her with her best friend, and she's over her friend because she cheated on him with her husband. So it's sick when you really truly dissect that.
Hunter's a piece of shit.
Hunter, if you really think about it,
Yeah.
how evil is she? She's like, hey, let's go spread Dan's ashes, your dead husband's ashes that I had an affair with that you don't know about. Let's go do this.
Your life has been a living hell, and I knew about it for the last year. And if I had told you this, it might help you in a weird way.
But let's go climb this tower and let's get YouTube clips.
Really quick, Eric, did you recognize the actress that played Hunter?
Was she in Halloween?
Yeah, she's the blonde girl from Halloween.
I thought so. I thought
she's the babysitter who gets killed.
Yeah.
Like, you clipping your nasty toenails like that.
Yeah, clipping my nasty toenails. Yeah, I knew that was her. Yeah.
I did the end scene where they zipped up the dead girl, and the father thought that's my daughter, and he's no. So he wasn't. His acting was horrible there.
Oh, he was there just to cash that check. That was a role for him to be like, check.
He's like, is it my son, my daughter? It's
my dog? It's my dog?
Yeah, okay. Oh no. Dog? Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
So you can just Venmo me right now. Right now. All right, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, no, yeah, because they do that with a lot of movies. They just get one random person
just to foot the bill.
The best example I can think of is Vincent D'Onofrio in Sinister. He's over Zoom, and he's what's it called? Bagul? He barely knows what he's talking. His girlfriend's coming behind him, giving him teas. Thanks. Is Jasmine? Okay. He's not even paying attention. But
to get a top, I mean, Jeffrey D. Morgan's a great actor, so that's a good get for this.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. Yeah. And I thought that Becca, I thought her acting was good. The couple scenes where she had to be really upset, or she started crying, or she was in pain, or she really did a good job, I thought.
Yeah, it's a tough role. Those roles where you're stuck on one spot. Buried's another one with Ryan Reynolds that comes to mind.
Oh yeah,
127 Hours was a good one. It's tough to act when you're. What am I doing in this scene? I can only imagine.
Well, it's funny. The guy that wrote and directed this also did 47 Meters Below, I think. Let me make sure.
Oh, we should do that one.
Or did
we should do that one. I love these types of movies.
Oh, never mind. I thought he did. Okay, he didn't. But that movie reminded me of this a lot, where it's just, you guys are idiots.
Just terrible situations to put yourself in.
Yeah, but you did this yourself. But yeah, have you seen that one, Dad, with the Mandy Moore, I think? Oh, okay. It's two women. It's kind of similar. It's just I broke up with my boyfriend. I got to do something crazy, and they're like, how about we go in a shark cage and get dropped into shark-infested water?
Here's the other thing about this movie too, the aftermath of it. The tax dollars we did to rescue this woman. She put herself in danger. Did she push her friend off the thing?
Oh God!
Or did she die first?
It's a Netflix documentary.
That's what I want to know, Alec. Or was it?
It probably would.
She had a reason to.
There'd be some questions asked about that.
Legit, it would turn into this whole thing.
It hurt the girls' YouTube videos. Just the comments are just, what a freaking idiot.
Bex killed her. It's just Dan and Hunter were cheating, and
Bex killed Berg. Hashtag Bex killed whatever her name. Yeah,
Bex killed birds.
Yeah. All right.
PETA comes after her for killing the vulture. It's just, oh man, this girl's life sucks. All right. Well, that was a fun movie, Dad. Thank you for recommending.
Good recommendation. Good watch. Very good watch. It was
fun. Literally, it made me antsy. I couldn't sit still watching it, And this is the third time I've watched it because I wanted it to be fresh when I, did the podcast with you guys. So, but I won't watch it again. No.
That was cool. Thanks. Good watch, Greg. Thanks for recommending.
It wasn't really a horror movie, but it was a scary.
We've done farther off from horror than this, I think.
I think this is horror. It's a specific kind of fear, being trapped in a horrible situation, but it's what else would you call it? Disaster movie? Not really. It's a
thriller, suspense. Suspense is the other one.
Horror.
It's an uncomfortable horror film, but all right, Eric.
Let's do it.
Spin that
wheel. Spin that wheel. Wheel in the sky keeps on turning, spinning. We'll get one, closest one. Raw. You're gonna love this one, Alec. That's my recommendation.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah,
it's kind of a vegetarian movie in some ways.
Oh, fun.
You'll find out.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for listening in to our discussion on Fall today. Dad, thank you for being a guest and recommending.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys all next week with Raw. Woo! It's my birthday. Nobody even said happy birthday. End the show.
Oh,
are you doing?
I need.